Good day everyone. Here I would like to present about the operational management activities in Unilever. Before we start, let me introduce to you my team members. First, there is myself, Johnson Ting. Next, we have Alvina, Zahara, Emil, and Ilham. Without further ado, let me present to you who is Unilever. Unilever is a global company that owns more than 400 brands. On 2nd September 1929, the founder of Unilever meets Margarine Union and Lever Brothers had signed an agreement to create Unilever. Until now, Unilever have total of 73 offices in around 67 countries. They're mainly located in London. So next, what is our video presentation about? We will explain the operational management activities in Unilever, identify the problem and give the solution. The first activity is manpower planning, acquisition and control. Based on the annual report 2020 of Unilever, they have employed 149,000 workers worldwide. There are a total of 93% of the leaders who are local to the market. They also take care of human rights. They are planning to create new ways of working, such as build gender balance in the company, flexible working environment, and etc. The next operational management activity is scheduling. Scheduling is important to make sure the production is on time. Production scheduler is a job position in Unilever who are in charge of weekly management, communicating the needs, and scheduling.
Last, material control. First, the continuity of the palm oil. Second, Unilever needs more suppliers to maximize the supply chains. Third, a lot of dairy production can affect a large amount of methane that is produced by the cow. Lastly, as one of the companies that use non-renewable materials to produce their product, the mineral production and processing are inextricably linked to the human rights concerns. What is the solutions? The solution of each problems above are first, in order to make palm oil more sustainable and regenerative, Unilever should play a key role in transforming the industry to prevent deforestation, increase transparency and traceability, support and enable farmers. Second, Unilever should focus on continuing to buy the materials from their first supplier while working with it and others in the Americas to Asia to apply an approach of credits and improve the supply chains. Third, Unilever can explore the benefits of a probiotic feed additive with one of their suppliers, which will reduce emissions of methane. But the usage of the probiotic feeds for long-term use is not recommended by the experts. However, it's important for the company to make sure that their top-performing probiotic is pure, consistently produced, and packaged strategically to maximize product quality and performance. Lastly, Unilever should have communications between local communities, government, and the board of directors to deal with the human rights issues. So, these are 7 Unilever's raw materials and their way to make it more sustainable and regenerative. So here, I will just explain the potential problem for their raw materials. First, palm oil. Palm oil has several functions including foaming, binding, and stabilizing, which is why Unilever uses it as one of their main oil materials. Palm oil is a crucial ingredient in the most of products ranging from food until household products. Second is soy. Third is vegetables. Fourth, sugar and tea. Fifth, dairy. So for dairy, farms are also an essential part of the ingredient supply chain for Unilever brands, particularly for ice cream. Unilever is demanding high standards of the farmers they source from, including greenhouse gas reduction, animal welfare, and biodiversity preservation. Unilever Sustainable Dairy Standards is being used by suppliers and farmers all around the world. On the other hand, it is hardly the same in two areas, so while they may follow the same set of the rules, the method used by one farmer may differ significantly from the one of other. Non-renewable materials. Last, many of the non-renewable materials that Unilever utilizes to create its goods each year are designed as such mineral or metals extracted account for approximately 6 million tons. Unilever has three-part strategies for obtaining non-renewable materials, which are first, by developing traceability in Unilever supply chains down to individual extraction sites. Second, by working in the industry to create the standards for responsible extraction. And last, by making a positive impact on the bread and butter of those who work in non-renewable supply chains. Therefore, Unilever is concerned about its material challenges because they have a direct impact on the company's growth, costs, and risk. Then, it's also important to their management such as stakeholders, investors, society, retailers, suppliers, and their workers. And they expect them to perform in a certain way. In determining an issue, Unilever considers their impacts are across from the value chains. Unilever used materiality assessment to identify priority sustainability issues across the value chain. The assessment had aided Unilever in the formulation of the Unilever Sustainable Living Plan, or we can call it USLP, throughout the previous decade. However, it has recently assisted in them in ensuring they report on the issues that are very most important to their stockholders. Every year, Unilever updates their assessment to ensure that it reflects changes in the company's operations and the external environments.
Hello, I'm Alvina and I want to explain about cost control. For the first category, sales of underlying beauty and personal care products have grown by 3.3%, supported by increased opportunities for personal care consumption, respectively. As life constraints are reduced in some of our markets compared to the previous year, Unilever always improving their brand and marketing investment, and gross margin fall as a result of high inflation. And next, to the home care sales of basic home care rose 4.5%. Fabric cleaning increased by half digit due to better condition in India and price-driven growth in Brazil. Prices are slightly positive in the current quarter as we start to need activity forecast in market accounting Brazil and Turkey to react in response to rising input costs. And the last but not least, food and refreshment. Sales of underlying food and beverage rose 8.1%, with volume rising 5.8% and price accounting for 2.1%. Following considerable raw material inflation due to over leverage, Unilever was able to increase brand marketing spending while lowering overhead costs. And next, let's move on to financial statement. Finance costs and tax in the first half of 2021, net financing expense fell to 153 million. This was somewhat offset by decreased interest income in the preceding year due to interest on tax credit in Brazil. And the second is non-current investment. From joint ventures, associates, and other sources, the net profit for joint ventures and associates remained constant from the previous year at 91 million. Other non-current investment income total 34 million. And the third is earning per share. Underlying profit per share fell 2%, with currency having a negative impact of 6.3%, lower tax and finance expense, which were partially offset by a rise in profit attributable to minority interest following the Holocaust the gains. And next, we move on to free cash flow. Free cash flow was 2.4 billion over the first half of 2021. It decreased from 2.9 billion. This was mostly due to decrease in operational profit. Unilever maintained the tighter working capital management that helped them raise the cash flow at the start of the COVID-19 pandemic in 2020. And next is net debt. Net debt at the end of the year was 22.4 billion, up from 20.9 billion at the end of 2020. The finance paid and our share repurchase program drove to the increase. And next is pension. At the end of June 2021, pension asset net of obligation were 1.9 billion in excess compared to 0.3 billion at the end of December 2020. Positive investment returns on pension asset drove the rise, as did viewer obligation when interest rate increased. Okay, we move on to the next page, which is finance and liquidity. The 100 million fixed rates note with 4.25% interest rate matured in February 2021 and were redeemed. And next is share buyback program. On May 2021, they announced that the first phase of the repurchase the program will begin with a total market value of 1.5 billion. And the last is capital reduction. A capital reduction of 18.4 billion was allowed by a UK court on June 2021. This is moved from share premium to retained profit. Thank you.
Hello guys, I will explain about training and development. In the training, Unilever's approach is built on two key beliefs, which is that people who have a purpose thrive. And second one, the Unilever have a responsibility to help their employees adjust to the impact of new technology and working practice. Unilever is doing it alongside them, collaborating with individuals, employees, and union leaders to find solutions that benefit everyone, not just the company. And move the development. The company top objective is unquestionable developing managers who can operate in this fast-changing and change-shape environment. Unilever is a complex company and the executives are students. In order to make progress, it is necessary to build commitment, Unilever employees recruitment and management development to improve manager behavior and performance, which is then linked to attain of strategic development objective. Unilever has also developed the Future Leaders Program, which is seek to provide the required experience and training to become a manager in 3 years.
Now, I will explain facility location and layout planning. Facility location is a right location for the manufacturing facility and determine a geography aspect for one firm. Every firm has same objective, which is maximize the benefit location. I will pick one example, which is Unilever manufacturing in Klang, Selangor, Malaysia. Why in Klang? Because Klang is one of the biggest industry area in Malaysia. Furthermore, Klang is near with target consumers. Unilever produce a household or daily product. That means demand of the product is high. It is also near with urban place, so it will be easy for Unilever to distribute their product to a market such as retail shop, supermarket, hypermarket, mall, and so on. Next is the manufacturing also get incentive from government, which is called as Port Klang Free Trade Zone or PKFZ. TKFZ is a Malaysia's first fully independent industrial and commercial zone. From the incentive, Unilever carry out logistic activities easily and help reduce costs and facilitate the shipping activities of the company products. Then, infrastructure facilities are easy to get in Klang. Unilever manufacturing are surrounded by another factory, so it is easier to get utilities such as electricity, water, and so on. Klang also have good road connections when it is near with main road in Klang and North-South Highway. Then, the availability of labor. In Klang, there is also have a lot of residential area, so the availability to get labor or manpower is high. Then, Unilever also can get skillful labor when there is a college in Klang, such as Klang Vocational College, Klang Community College, and so on. Next, example in Unilever warehouse in Montevideo, Uruguay. The characteristic for this warehouse is very advanced when the area was 12,000 meter. It also have pallet storage capacity around 15,000 pallets. From the feature available on Unilever is to be strange in managing the management of stocks of goods where their products can be stored in a large quantities. Second, this warehouse has a single depth and double depth pallet racking, single for low turnover product and double for the high turnover product. The warehouse have advanced forklift which is called co-tow tractor automatic forklift. With this, loading and unloading work will be more fast and improve in mobility. Other than that, the warehouse has a reception area with 27 loading docks. Docks is the main place where the goods are loaded and unloaded by a lorry to distribute the product to the customer. With more docks, the distribution times for goods will be accurate and fast. Now, layout planning. Layout planning is an arrangement that is carried out by the management of the company resource. This aspect tells how Unilever manage their resource to run their business in the production. Why layout is needed? The reason is resources are used efficiently. This is a key element to reduce cost and improve productivity. Second is to ensure that flow work is smooth. It is important for the product produced on the time. This is a Walls ice cream production layout. Walls ice cream is the product under Unilever, so this is their product. We start with the raw mix tank station, pasteurized mix station, flavor station, packaging station, and others. Raw milk is the input for the ice cream, then it will be pasteurized and freeze, and finally packaging. It is also near with the store, lab, and maintenance. Store for inventory purpose, lab for the research and development R&D, and the maintenance to fix the machine in the workstation for the Walls ice cream production.
Next, we come to the problem identification and solution. The first problem is in manpower planning is that the decreasing in number of employees and the problem with human rights. In order to solve the problem, Unilever should find more approach to reduce the turnover rate of employee and should create the policy to protect and respect the human rights of each employee.
Next, in managing quality. In managing quality, Unilever has its problem with their customer service and rating systems to track their defect products. A rating system will not be a good option because the customer will not mention their address to Unilever to take down the defect products from the marketplace. Customer service is not online for 24 hours to respond to their customers' complaints, which will affect the ratings on Unilever products. The way that Unilever can do to avoid the large amount of product defects, they can control the last stage of the production and must take an action if there are any products defective while the product has been sent to the customers and recall all the products from the marketplace by using the tracking systems. The tracking system that have been mentioned before is tracking systems that are provided in the Unilever official websites or official apps. Unilever will give a unique code for each product and the unique code will come up with the targeted location and the amount of the product supplied in the marketplace at Unilever systems. Material control. Unilever approached their material control by making sure their product is sustainable and can be regenerated. How? So it's divided into four major strands. First, they source their network of suppliers sustainability and to the greatest standards. Second, make a difference by continuously improving Unilever's supplier policies. Third, leading a key part in the transformation of agricultural industries which are relevant to the business. Last, communication to the consumer is important about sustainable sourcing through Unilever products.
Overall, Unilever always put their customer at the first place. They are not only to produce the best product to their customer, but they also take care of sustainable living lifestyle. They're successful in implementing the operational management activities, help the management of Unilever achieve their mission and vision. They have the ability to become worldwide company. That's all for our group presentation. Thank you.